He is living in the hearts of millions of Indians. He laid great emphasis on banishing untouchability, promoting literacy, and in the development of the great nation India. He moved the people with his sincerity and sacrifice. He preached and practiced non-violence and non-cooperation to achieve his goal. His name lives on even after all these years. His principle, dedication and mission continue to inspire the country. Generation to come, it may well be, will scarce believe that such a man as this one ever in flesh and blood walked upon the earth. Albert Einstein. You can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never impression my mind. A fearless and brave man who fought within the most polite manner and won. Gandhiji continues to inspire us even today. Happy Gandhi Jayanti! I am Shreya S. Rajesh of 6B welcomes you in our virtual Gandhi Jayanti celebration.
Hi, I am Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I know you all know me as Gandhi. Today is my birthday. I am really happy that you all celebrate my birthday as Gandhi Jayanti. I have a surprise for you. Today I am going to tell you about my childhood and my early life. I was born on 2nd October 1869 in a Hindu Modhbaniya family in Porbandar in Gujarat. My father, Karamchand Uttamchand Gandhi, was the Diwan of the Porbandar state, and my mother was Puttibai. I have two brothers, Lakshmidas and Karasandas, and a sister, Rekli Bari. I was the fourth son of my parents. Very naughty, they say. I will now tell you about my early life and education. At the age of 9, I started my school life in the local school in Rajkot, near my home. I studied arithmetic, history, Gujarati language and geography there. When I turned 11, I joined Alfred High School in Rajkot. Let me tell you a secret. I was an average student at the school. I won some prizes but was very shy. I had no interest in games. My only companions were books and school lessons. Another important thing in my life was my marriage. I got married to Kasturbai Makkanji Kapadia in May 1883. I was only 13 years old and was still a student. In November 1887, I graduated from my high school in Ahmedabad. In January 1888, I enrolled at Samaldas College in Bhavnagar State for my higher education. But unfortunately, I couldn't complete my education there. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my beautiful family. Me and Kasturbai had 4 children. The elder one is Hadilal, the second one is Manilal, the next one is Ramdas, and the youngest one is Devdas. I know most of you are eager to know what happened in my life. How a college dropout like me became Mahatma and the father of nation. Don't worry, today you will learn more about me. Please wait patiently.
I have the greatest admiration and respect for Mahatma Gandhi. He was a great human being with a deep understanding of human nature. He made every effort to encourage the full development of the positive aspects, the human potential, and their reduce or restoration the negatives. His life has inspired me ever since I was a small boy. Ahimsa or non-violence is the powerful idea that Mahatma Gandhi made familiar throughout the world. But non-violence does not mean the mere absence of violence. It is something more positive, more meaningful than that, for it depends wholly on the power of truth.
ലോകമേ തറവാട് തനിക്ക് ചെടികളും പുൽക്കളും പുഴുക്കളും കൂടി തൻ കുടുംബക്കാർ ത്യാഗമെന്നതേ നേട്ടം താഴ്മദാന ഭിന്നതി യോഗവിത്തൈവം ജയിക്കുന്നി തൻ ഗുരുനാഥൻ താരകമണിമല ചാർത്തിയാലതും കൊള്ളാം കാരണിച്ചെളി നിലേ പുരണ്ടാലതും കൊള്ളാം ഇല്ലിഹ സംഘം ലേപമെന്നിവ സമസ്വച്ഛം അല്ലയോ വിഹായസ വണ്ണമെൻ ഗുരുനാഥൻ ദോജന്തോ വിഹീനമാം ദുർലഭാതീർത്ഥാഹൃതം കഞ്ചലോൽഗമമില്ലാത്തൊരു മംഗളദീപം പാമ്പുകൾ തീന്തിടാത്ത മാണിക്യ മഹാനിധി പാനിഴലുണ്ടാക്കാത്ത പൂനിലാവെണ്ണാചാര്യൻ ശാസ്ത്രമന്യേ ധർമ്മ സങ്കരം നടത്തുന്നോൻ പുസ്തകമന്യേ പുണ്യാധ്യാപനം പുലർത്തുന്നോൻ ഔഷധമന്യേ രോഗം ശമിപ്പാവൻ ഹിംസ ദോഷമന്യേ യജ്ഞം ചിവവനാചാര്യൻ ക്രിസ്തുദേവന്റെ ത്യാഗശീലവും സാക്ഷാൽ കൃഷ്ണനാം ഭഗവാന്റെ ധർമ്മരക്ഷോപായവും ബുദ്ധന്റെ അഹിംസയും ശങ്കരാചാര്യരുടെ ബുദ്ധിശക്തിയും രന്തി ദേവന്റെ ദയാവായ്പും ശ്രീഹരിശ്ചന്ദ്രനുള്ള സത്യവും മുഹമ്മദിൽ സ്ഥൈര്യവും ഒരാളിൽ ചേർന്നു കാണണമെങ്കിൽ ചെല്ലുവിൻ ഭവാന്മാരൻ ഗുരുവിൻ നികടത്തിൽ അല്ലകില്ല വീടുത്തെ ചരിത്രം വായിക്കുവിൻ അല്ലകില്ല വീടുത്തെ ചരിത്രം വായിക്കുവിൻ അല്ലകില്ല വീടുത്തെ ചരിത്രം വായിക്കുവിൻ.
Welcome back, friends. I am your Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. I have already told you about my childhood and education. Now I will tell you more about my youth.
Unfortunately, I couldn't complete my college education, so I returned to my family in Port Panda. But later, I got an opportunity to go abroad for higher studies. Maji Dave Joshi, a Brahmin priest and family friend, advised me and my family that I should consider law studies in London.
So in 1888, I went to London and joined the famous University College London and started my studies in law. It was very difficult for me in the beginning as I was very shy and I didn't know much about the British culture.
It is during my life in England I started strictly following a vegetarian diet as I had to keep my promise to my mother. Once I completed my education, I became a barrister. A barrister means a lawyer.
Then I returned to India in 1891. When I reached my home, I got a shocking news that my loving mother had passed away while I was in London. I couldn't shine in my profession in India. I was struggling. It is during those days I got a chance to attend a legal dispute in South Africa. It was a 1-year contract and I was very happy. So I went to South Africa in 1893. I was only 23 years old at that time. My life in South Africa really transformed me. When I landed there, I was so happy and proud because I was British in mind and an Indian in blood. I thought life would be a better process there, but I was mistaken. I had to face a lot of troubles and racial discrimination. The British were treating the Africans, Asians and other colored people very badly. They called us as coolies.
There was no civil rights for these people, and they had to face a lot of troubles and discrimination from the British. All these disturbed me, especially the inhuman treatment towards the Indians, and I had to face a lot of very bad experience. Today I want to share one such experience with you which had really changed my life.
It was in Pietermaritzburg railway station. I was traveling in first class compartment. I had my ticket. During those days, people like us were not permitted to travel in first class, and I didn't know that. But I was an attorney, a lawyer, so I had no worries. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Let me show what happened there. They threw me out of the train. I spent the whole night on the platform of the railway station, all alone. This was one among many bad experiences I had in South Africa by the British, and eventually I got involved in many such problems and started to fight for justice for my people there.
I, Chandra Gandhi, a lawyer who went to South Africa to fight a case and finally stayed there for 21 years. It became a country of my political experiments. It is a place where I started my civil rights movement, a place where I developed my political and ethical views. It is a place where I used my most powerful weapon, Satyagraha, for the first time in my life.
And it was a great success in my fight against the British. I started an ashram in South Africa. It was named as Tolstoy Farm. That was the place where I taught people more about the values of Ahimsa and Satyagraha. I was slowly emerging as a well-known political leader.
If humanity is to progress, Gandhi is inescapable. He lived, thought and acted inspired by the vision of humanity. evolving towards a world of peace and harmony. We may ignore him at our own risk.
Now it's time to speak about my life and freedom struggle. I returned to India in 1915. I returned as per the request of Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He was my guide and my mentor. I owe a lot to him. He helped me in understanding India and the problems that the Indians faced under the British. My first involvement in the struggle for freedom was when I started the Champaran Satyagraha in 1916 in Bihar. Later on, the Kheda Satyagraha in Gujarat also helped the cause. After all these struggles, I was able to be successful. Thus, people started believing in me and my principles. I took the leadership of the Indian National Congress in 1920. This changed me from a normal person to the leader of the masses. Congress, with its immense leaders from all across the country, helped me in making new strategies and agitations to remove the mighty British from power. I also took part in the Khilafat movement. I knew that the British could only be defeated through passive resistance, which was based on ahimsa. Over several years, all the people around the country, patriotic Indians and volunteers under the leadership of the Congress, helped me to initiate and successfully conduct more agitations and satyagrahas, such as the Quit India movement, the non-cooperation movement, and the Salt Satyagraha. Later, we celebrated the Indian Independence Day on 26 January 1930 to demand Purna Swaraj. I wanted our country to be self-reliant. That is why I promoted Khadi and vocational education. The years of suffering and torture made me come up with my most powerful slogan during the Quit India movement of 1942. Karo ya maro, do or die. After centuries of slavery under the British, we woke up to an independent, free and democratic India on August 15, 1947. Millions of our countrymen laid down their lives for the freedom that we now enjoy. They gave up their families, their wealth, their blood in order to give us the freedom that we now enjoy. Was I happy when my motherland was free? Yes, I was. But I was broken by the wounds created by the partition. How could I enjoy independence when poor innocent people were lying dead on the streets? My dear countrymen, I am very happy that you still remember me. I am happy that you respect my doctrines and my principles. But today I want to remind you of the importance of the independence or the freedom that you are now enjoying. A lot of great people with valor and courage have given a great price for the freedom that you now enjoy. So please don't disrespect them. Please do not disrespect their dream for a free and independent India. Let us stay together. Let us stay united. Always realize that diversity is the soul of our country. I don't want to say anything to you. My life is my message.
Gopala Krishna Gokhale, known as the political guru of Gandhi, as he was the one who guided Mahatma Gandhi to travel around India in order to fight against the British.
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने वादा स्वच्छ भारत है अपना सपना स्वच्छता की ओर कदम बढ़ाना पूरा कचरा घर का अपना गीला सूखा चाट के रखना गली मोहल्ला साफ रखना शर्म न करिए काम है अपना अगर किसी ने कचरा फेंका रोक उसे न कर अनदेखा स्वच्छ भारत है अपना सपना स्वच्छता की ओर कदम बढ़ाना भारत है अपना सपना, स्वच्छता की ओर कदम बढ़ाना।
Kolkata on 6 February 1921. Gandhi acknowledged that a study of Vivekananda's writings had increased love for India 1,000-fold. To this, one may add that some dimensions of Gandhian philosophy clearly reflect an extension of Vivekananda's ideas.
रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम, भज प्यारे तू सीताराम। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरे नाम, सबको सन्मति दे भगवान। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम।
5:17 p.m. on 30th January 1948, the light had gone from our lives as Nathuram Vinayak Godse fired 3 bullets into his chest with a pistol at a close range. The father of our nation, our beloved Bapu, left the world with the abode of God, while leaving millions of people with tears. Mahatma Gandhi's life achievements stands unique in the political history. He has invented a completely new and humane means for liberation of an oppressed country and practices it with the greatest energy and devotion. The moral influence that he had on the entire civilized world will probably be much more lasting than it seems in our time, because lasting will only be the work of such statesmen who wakes up and strengthen the moral power of their people through examples and educational work. We may all be happy and grateful that destiny gifted us Indians with such an enlightened contemporary, a role model for the generation to come, a true leader, the great Mahatma. Generations to come will scarcely believe that such a one as this walked the earth in flesh and blood. Let's bow before his beautiful memories and pay homage to our dearest Bapuji. Wishing you all a happy Gandhi Jayanti.